Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Bryant with Amusement Source, and we're finally doing another info vlog. This version of the info vlog is actually going to go over the brand new attractions that are coming to Six Flags Over Texas and Six Flags Fiesta Texas for the 2020 season. I'm gonna kind of elaborate on what both of the parks are getting and kind of their statistics and my thoughts and my opinions, pros, cons, everything else. So let's jump right in with Six Flags Over Texas. I just want to say that the park didn't do a particularly stellar job at hiding what was coming to the park for the next year, because we actually were able to find the shipping documents fairly easily. And of course, the ride actually started being delivered the week before the announcement was made. On top of that, they also leaked their announcement on their website, so that really didn't help matters either. We did kind of keep that leak off of our social media because we didn't want to ruin their announcement. So that gets into the ride itself. Now, the new ride is called Aquaman Power Wave, and it is a power splash built by Mock Rides. And this is considered a roller coaster. It is a water coaster. It features 3 launches and a huge splashdown. And in case you guys have been living under a rock, I'm actually going to put in right now the video of the announcement from this past Thursday so you guys can see an animation of the ride in action. So my first thought of Aquaman Power Wave is that it is an awesome addition to the park. It is very unique. There is not another ride of this kind built in North America. It features cutting-edge technology. There will be 3 launches on the ride, so you'll actually get launched backwards first, then launched forward, launched backwards one more time to a top speed of 63 miles per hour. You'll go up the 148-foot tall tower, and you'll come back down at a 90-degree drop and you'll splash down. One of the questions I've actually gotten on social media and on this YouTube channel is, how do they keep the water out of the little splashdown area so that the boat can freely pass through until the last drop? Think of it as a 4-sided dam that surrounds this little section of track that actually submerges into the splashdown. Now what happens is this dam actually keeps the water out of this track area, and then as the boat goes up that last tower and comes back down for the last drop, they rush water in and boom, you have your splashdown. Now when the boat is loading and unloading, you actually have pumps that will pump that water back out and prepare the ride for the next cycle. Now, it's really been no secret that this park has kind of been lacking on the unique attraction additions. I do think that the last really unique thing they did was Justice League Battle for Metropolis in 2015. And as y'all have seen, that has been cloned to other parks since then, but I will say that definitely was kind of a breaking the mold attraction for Six Flags. Another hot topic on Aquaman Power Wave is the turntable situation. A lot of people think there will be a turntable, some people think there won't be a turntable. I can tell you right now, there's not going to be a turntable on this ride. So there's going to be one boat. Only 20 people at a time fit in this boat, and it's basically just going to kill the throughput of the ride. I'm expecting under 400 people an hour to be able to ride with 2 boats. Mock actually advertises it with a capacity of 950 people per hour. You have to keep in mind, number 1, that's 2 boats operating, and number 2, there is no load and unload time between cycles, because when one ride is going, the other one is being loaded on the turntable, and you instantly have, boom, the next boat is out. So it's going to be rough, and you know, I hate to say it, but this is just something that Six Flags would do with an awesome ride. They would find a way to kind of kill off the hype, and it's going to kind of make it miserable for the average guest, I do have a feeling. One other upside to Aquaman Powerwave is the fact that a park installed a water ride. Now it's really no secret, water rides have kind of been losing their sparkle and their shine throughout the country, at least. I can't really speak for around the world, but lots of parks have kind of really stopped installing water rides, and honestly, lines for water rides have gone down drastically, at least at the parks I have visited. I think a lot of it is just the fact that you have water parks so readily available now, and with the new membership system, they're even more readily available. So I am really glad that with the removal of a water ride, they're adding a water ride, especially since Flume 1 doesn't look like it's really probably going to ever operate again. So with that being said, overall, very excited about Aquaman Powerwave, and I hope that the technology is more obtainable than what they've been building in the recent years, because there has been a lot of issues with new attractions and downtime. So with Mach, a company that's proven to have rides that are reliable and work correctly before the ride even opens, I think we have something really great to look forward to. If you want to know more about Aquaman Powerwave, I'm actually going to put a link up in one of these corners. I don't know which one it is, but you can actually go directly to our website and see all the stats regarding Aquaman Powerwave and some kind of fun statistics and also some concept art. So that's going to move us to Six Flags Fiesta Texas, and I saved this park for last just because we have more information than what most parks have been given. Now, this past Thursday, the park did hold a capital preview for Diamond and Diamond Elite members, and they actually released a lot more information about their 2020 season. But we're going to start first with Daredevil Dive, Flying Machines. This is a new addition to the Crack Axle Canyon section, and it's actually going to be placed where the Texas Gunslinger Slingshot attraction is currently. This is the tallest ride of its kind in America and in the world. And that's kind of just one of those funny stats because there's actually only 2 of them, and I believe they're both the same height. Putting that aside, this is an incredibly unique flat ride attraction. I'm very excited for this as well. And Fiesta Texas has been very lucky over the last handful of years because they have gotten some really awesome unique attractions, and this just adds to that list. So without further ado, I'm actually going to play the preview animation for Daredevil Dive Flying Machines. So as you can see, this is going to fit right into the Crack Axle Canyon section of the park. And like I said, I'm very excited. The whole ride itself is spinning. You have the airplanes spinning, you know, upside down, back and forth. And I think depending on where you are on that axis when the ride is spinning, it's going to be a very unique, different feeling. And I think there will be weightlessness. I think there will be, you know, 0G feels, and you know, you're not really going to experience that on a lot of other rides, so this is a very welcome addition. I will say that with this being a Zamperla attraction, I hope that they, you know, give Fiesta Texas a reliable piece of equipment that will run and won't have tons of problems like the Discovery models that have been being installed in parks around the country. So the interesting thing about this attraction is that it probably is actually going to have more hourly throughput than Aquaman Powerwave, and what they're going to do is they're going to build a storytelling queue. The covered area where you eat for chopsticks is actually going to be moved back a little bit to fit the ride in a little better, and that will become the ride's queue line. We don't have a lot of details on these storytelling elements yet. It will be steampunk themed, and We did hear that the main entrance to the ride is going to have some kind of animated steampunk effects, and there's going to be an on-ride audio system, and there is also going to be some other themed effects that happen throughout the ride cycle. Fiesta Texas does a pretty great job at, kind of adding to the theming, adding to the interactive elements of the ride, and it doesn't sound like this is going to be any different. I don't really have any cons for this ride, mainly because it kind of is what it is, if that makes sense. Whereas Aquaman Power Splash was kind of stripped down from the initial installation in Europe, this one actually looks like it is, going to kind of be the full out concept of the ride, and I think it's going to be very enjoyable and bring a little bit of life to that corner of Crack Axle Canyon. Speaking of Crack Axle Canyon, we did learn that it will undergo a steampunk overlay. If you've been to the Chopsticks location, they do have a dragon piece of theming that actually has some steampunk attributes to it, and the Thirsty Buffalo Saloon across the street has some signage with steampunk attributes, and this is a welcome addition for me. They're going to keep the Crack Axle name. Really, when they do these kinds of overlays, infrastructural things get paid attention to, things get upkept a little bit more, so very welcome addition. Another big announcement was the renovation of Boomerang, which is one of the park's roller coasters. I'm sure you all are very familiar with it. It's kind of the center focal point as you walk into the park. And we don't have many details about this renovation. I'm sure that will include maybe a paint job. We'll have to wait and see. I'm dreaming here a little bit, but it would be great if they installed the soft harness restraints on the trains, because that would greatly improve the quality of ride and actually make it a lot more rideable than it is right now. But like I said, not a lot of details there. We're just going to have to kind of stay up to date with it. I do believe the renovations have already started, so just keep that in mind if you're heading out to the park. Another great thing we found out for the 2020 year is that Kidsopolis is going to get re-themed, and really they're just going to kind of do an overhaul of the whole area. I would expect all of the rides to stay. I do think they will be heavily refurbished, and they did say that there would be some landscaping features, some shade structures added, fresh paint on the buildings, and just a lot of upkeep projects. I don't think this is going to be DC Comics or Looney Tunes themed. I do think it's going to be some kind of brand new, more generic theme, which I'm totally okay with, and they're really just going to take care of kind of the ugliest part of that park, and I don't say that in a mean way, but let's be honest, the Kidsopolis situation is kind of weird. And I will backtrack a little bit. I know y'all are probably wondering what's going on with Texas Gunslinger. So right after Fright Fest, they are going to dismantle Texas Gunslinger and actually move it to the Fiesta Bay Boardwalk section right across from Thunder Beach Speedway, which is the park's go-kart attractions. So if you enjoy the Slingshot, it is not going anywhere. It is just finding itself a new home in the park. Going to put a link up in the eye thing at the top, and there is going to be one for the Daredevil Dive Flying Machines page that we've made. It has all of the ride stats and concept art, and also a second link that goes over all of the new for 2020 stuff that we actually posted here pretty recently on our website. Just a news story that really elaborates on everything. If y'all have any questions about either attractions, please ask us in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. I know a lot of y'all have already given your thoughts and opinions on other videos, but for those of you who haven't yet, I would love to hear from you. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. And just let me know, because I don't do a lot of these info vlogs, but if these are videos that help you out and kind of help explain things a little bit better than when we go to the parks, I would love to know that. We thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon out at the theme parks.